I've got 5 more fragrances I think you should buy. Hey fragrance family, I'm Daver and I'm a fragrance bro. Of course, your best source for everything fragrance related. Today I have another episode of my 5 fragrances you should buy video series. And I got some 5 really good ones. Some are new, some are old, but I think you'll really like them. Of course, the gist of the series is these are 5 fragrances that I love that I might not have time to review just yet, but I think you should pay attention to them, and I can recommend them to you, and I think you should go and try them. You don't have to buy them if you don't want to, but you should at least try them. Today I have 5 designers, and I'm gonna do 5 niche in a future episode, so stay tuned for that. But today I'm gonna do 5 designers in no particular order, and let's start with the first one here. The first one is John Varvatos Artisan Pure. This is, I think, one of his newer ones in his line. I really love the John Varvatos line. He never ceases to surprise me with fragrances. They always have something in there that is interesting, and even if they're kind of mainstream, they're still really likable. This one obviously is kind of a beachier theme. It has kind of like the wicker on the outside here. It does remind me of the beach. At the top, it starts with a really bright neroli, and it kind of reminds me of sunscreen and the beach. And then as it dries down to this really nice, creamy, almost musky, irisy fragrance that is beautiful. It has a lot of depth and complexity for a designer fragrance. I've mentioned this before, but sometimes fresh scents, they don't surprise me a lot, but this one really did. So Artisan Pure. Next is John Varvatos Artisan Blue. Again, part of the Artisan line. These are 2 flankers from the original John Varvatos Artisan, which is also very good, by the way. And this one is a blue fragrance, and you may be thinking it's just another generic mall scent in the blue category. They're following the blue trend, and I understand that, and that's exactly what I first thought when I first heard about this. But then I tried it, and I realized it's better than that. So this is still in that blue kind of mainstream category, but I will say that this reminds me of kind of some of the best mainstream fragrances of the 90s. So it kind of reminds me of the best parts of what Polo used to be in the 90s. So this reminds me somewhat of like Nautica Competition, Nautica Sport, that kind of thing, but better. It has that kind of watery, herbal quality that a lot of those fragrances had, but I think this does it really, really well, and it's at the top of its class as far as that goes. Next is Azzaro Wanted by Night. Now this is a flanker to the original Azzaro Wanted, which I also like. I'm gonna have reviews of these coming soon. Wanted by Night is somewhat similar to the original Azzaro Wanted, and both of those have kind of an interesting take on a kind of fresher type of scent. It's a very interesting scent. Wanted by Night adds this really beautiful cinnamon note to the top that is actual cinnamon. It does smell like actual cinnamon. Unlike some cinnamon fragrances that come across like cinnamon candy, that kind of fake cinnamon, this smells like actual cinnamon. So if you like cinnamon, you're gonna get a really genuine cinnamon out of this. For the rest of the fragrance, it's on the sweeter side, though I don't think it's overly sweet. And it has an interesting green woodiness about it that is hard to describe. But I definitely want to review this sometime soon. And plus, this bottle is amazing. I love it. It looks like the cylinder of a revolver, so I really like that. All right, so the next 2 are 2 fragrances for ladies. The first one is Flower Bomb by Viktor and Rolf. Now, this is probably no surprise. This has been out for quite a while. I just haven't mentioned this on the channel yet, and I really, really enjoy Flower Bomb by Viktor and Rolf. For ladies, I think it's one of the best kind of go-to scents to kind of gauge where a lady is on what scent they like. So if a lady really likes flowers and scents, they like floral scents, Flower Bomb is an easy thing to pitch. Now, it's definitely a flower bomb. There's more to it than that. There's a really soft vanilla in there, and there's kind of a sweetness to it. I'll say 2 kind of minor criticisms that I have about this is that it seems to me that it skews a little young, and it also has kind of a little bit generic dry down. But the opening is spectacular. Beautiful floral, vanilla, almost fruity opening that is gorgeous. So yeah, Flower Bomb. And last is a new fragrance by Thierry Mugler, and that is Aura Mugler. The bottle is kind of cool by itself. It kind of looks like a little health pack from a video game or something. The scent itself is very interesting, and it's completely different than I was expecting. It is a vanilla scent, but with a very sour rhubarb note on the top, which almost doesn't mix well, but it works. And every time I smell it, I think, I don't know if I like it, but I have to smell more. So it's one of those type of scents that it becomes a strange addiction. It's a nice take on a vanilla scent that is an odd hit, but I think it's going to be a cult classic. So Aura Mugler. So for this episode, I'd like to thank my sponsor, Fragrance X. Fragrance X is an online reseller that sells thousands of legitimate fragrances at a reduced price. I love them and I've bought from them before, so I can really recommend them to you. They have a ton of designer fragrances as well as niche fragrances. Most of these designer fragrances are on their site, and if they're not, they will be, and you can request them. So definitely check out Fragrance X. I'll have a link to them below as well as a coupon. So those are my 5 choices. That's all I got for this episode. Let me know what you think of these down below. If you like them, love them, hate them, let me know. And of course, if you haven't already, like and subscribe down below. I'll love you for it. I'll see you next time. I'm David at the Fragrance Bros. Bye. Thanks everyone for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to check out my other channel, Beast Made Reviews, where me and a friend review high quality products for men. You might like it. Go check it out.